Hi, I am Rohit Vats, and today we are with one of the most acclaimed Bollywood actors, Dalip Tahil.
Thank you.
We caught him during the shooting of Zoe Akhtar's upcoming web series, Made in Heaven. So, what exactly are you playing in that series?
Thank you for having me over, Rohit. Very kind of you. It's a web series called Made in Heaven, and I'm playing the father. I'm playing an ongoing character in the film. I mean, in the series, it's 10 episodes, which is about 50 minutes each, which will spread over a period of, I suppose, 5 or 6 weeks. And I'm playing the father of the main guy, which is something that I've been doing for a very long time. It's playing father's roles, but this is very nice. It's a very exciting series.
But that happened only during the 90s. Earlier, you were like even in Ankur. So, you started with different kind of roles.
Yes, in Ankur, it was quite surprising because I was doing an English musical play in Bombay called Godspell, and Mr. Shyam Benegal came to see the show, and he told me, he said, if you get a haircut, I've got a role for you in Ankur. So that was it, and I got myself a haircut, and I went off to Hyderabad to shoot for Ankur. It was a role of Anant Nag's friend, and we shot a lot of scenes, but unfortunately that track was not quite fitting in the last edit. So I have one shot in Ankur, but it was a fantastic start for me. Yeah. It was a huge privilege working with Mr. Shyam Benegal, and the director of photography at the time was Mr. Gobind Nailani.
And what happened after that film? Like, did you start getting roles like right away?
Not really, because Ankur for me was, I was doing theatre. So for me, it wasn't a conscious decision to move into cinema. It was just that I got the offer to do this role, so I did it. In fact, after that, I had a gap for almost about 7 or 8 years, where I was working in advertising and I was producing my own short films and basically working in Lintas advertising. And after that, I got Shan because I met Javed Akhtar Saab at a party. And Javed Saab sort of told me that तुम एक बहुत बड़ी एक छोटी सी फिल्म बन रही है जिसमें अमिताभ बच्चन है और शशि कपूर साहब हैं और
एक छोटी सी फिल्म
छोटी सी रमेश सिप्पी साहब डायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं मैं उसका नाम है फिल्मों में काम करोगे तुम तो मैंने कहा जावेद साहब पैसे मिलेंगे तो उन्होंने कहा हाँ फिल्मों में ही पैसे मिलते तो आप आ जाइए तो that's how I did Shan, which was my first mainstream film.
So, which was your breakthrough film? Was it Shan or was it some other film?
It definitely was Aaj Ki Awaaz, which was a film I did for Ravi Chopra, for the B.R. Chopra banner. Aaj Ki Awaaz was very significant in getting me out into the public sort of domain, as it were, and Bunyad, because after that Bunyad came, and I did Aakhri Rasta at that time also with Bachchan Saab once again.
Right.
And so these 2-3 films, but Bunyad was absolutely what every actor, up and coming actor would need, because Bunyad में उस time पे television पे आपके चेहरे के साथ end में आपका नाम भी आता था.
Probably it was even bigger than films.
बुनियाद के बाद मेरा नाम और मेरा चेहरा जुड़ गया.
बुनियाद सीरियल की इतनी पॉपुलैरिटी हुई और उसके बाद फिर क़यामत से क़यामत तक भी आई. सो उसके बाद लगा कि अब हाँ ये काम है जो मैंने चुन के बहुत अच्छा काम किया कि प्रोफेशन ये एक्टिंग का.
उसमें तो मुझे कभी डाउट नहीं रहा. मे बी आई एम रेकलेस और मे बी आई एम ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट, कहीं जो कुछ भी कहिए आप, लेकिन ये बचपन से मुझे ये मैं करते आया हूँ और मुझे कभी नहीं ऐसा, बल्कि मुझे तो ये आई फील वेरी गुड अबाउट. मुझे ऐसा लगा कि भैया जो मेरी हॉबी थी उसके लोग मुझे उसके लिए पैसे दे रहे हैं और काम करवा रहे हैं, तो एज एन एक्टर मुझे पैसे भी मिल रहे हैं. तो उस टाइम मुझे एहसास हुआ कि मैं इसको प्रोफेशन बना सकता हूँ.
लेकिन बहुत रिमेम्बरिंग राइट, देन दिस हॉबी स्टार्टेड इन शेरवुड नैनीताल.
इट स्टार्टेड इन शेरवुड नैनीताल, जहाँ पर वेयर आई वाज एडमिटेड व्हेन आई वाज अबाउट 7 or 8 years old. I used to be in the choir. तो I was always on stage for something. मतलब स्कूल के फंक्शंस होते थे या इनफॉर्मल कॉन्सर्ट, फॉर्मल कॉन्सर्ट, मैं कभी ऑडियंस में नहीं था, मैं हमेशा स्टेज पर आ था.
So at what age you decided that I'm going to be an actor? Like I'm going to work in films.
When I came out of Sherwood and I was living in Bombay, I joined a theatre group, which is Mr. Alec Padamsee's and Pearl Padamsee's theatre group. It's called Theatre Group. And there I had the experience of actually working with someone like Mr. Alec Padamsee and Pearl, who were just the most marvelous directors. And along with that, they were such good teachers. So I was always involved in the theatre with them. I still hadn't decided that this is going to be a profession. So I was doing plays. And like I said, one of those plays which I did with Pearl Padamsee, which was called Godspell, Mr. Shyam Benegal came to see it because he was in advertising as well in those days. And he took me off to do Ankur.
So what about bread and butter thing at, in those times?
But that's the thing. I mean, when I went to do Ankur, I was given a stipend. Of course, Shyam Babu gave me a stipend to work in the film. But that's what I said when I came back after finishing Ankur. It wasn't as though I felt to myself that, I've become an actor now. I came back to my job in advertising. I used to do voiceovers for commercials. I used to sing for commercials. तो वहाँ पर इसमें थोड़ा बोला सब मतलब कर करा के अपना मैनेज हो जाता था. But of course, I'm very grateful to, and it's my support that I got from my parents. They had a house in Bombay, so I didn't have those kind of difficulties. But yeah, my pocket money I earned from a job and doing other things.
I assume that by 1995, you became a fairly known, recognizable face in Bollywood. Even before that.
Before that, before that. I mean, these movies that I talked to you about, I said Bunyad. Bunyad was 86, 87, long before 95. Bunyad ran in 86 and 87. Bunyad sealed it for me. I became a known name. After Bunyad, there was never any question about it. I became known. And then, fortunately, in fact, it was later on when I spoke to Nasir Saab about Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak, I said, where did you find me? I said, पूरी इंडस्ट्री में मैं कहाँ से मिल गया आपको? तो नासिर साहब said, आपको मैंने बुनियाद में देखा था और मुझे चाहिए था एक कैरेक्टर जो इमोशनल भी हो लेकिन मतलब
स्ट्रॉन्ग भी हो.
हाँ, स्ट्रॉन्ग भी हो और इमोशनल भी हो. तो वहाँ से ही मुझे नासिर साहब ने क़यामत से क़यामत तक के लिए बुलाया.
And then during the 90s and early 2000, you have done a series of roles, mostly villainous. So what was that attraction? Why only villainous roles?
I don't know. I think that क्योंकि मेरी पहली पिक्चर जो थी वो थी which was very successful was आज की आवाज़. हालांकि चोपड़ा साहब had called me to do a parallel lead in Tawaif, but I wound up doing आज की आवाज़ and that became very successful. तो I started the villainous track. यदि आप हीरो का रोल नहीं कर रहे हैं जो मुझे नहीं मिल रहे थे और ना तो मुझे चाहिए था, I didn't pursue it even. उसके बाद अगर आप हीरो का रोल नहीं कर, द नेक्स्ट बेस्ट रोल इज द विलन. कैरेक्टर तो वही होता है और टक्कर वही होती है. तो आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी विद स्ट्रॉन्ग रोल्स.
एंड सम ऑफ दीज विलन्स रोल्स वर एक्चुअली कॉमिक आल्सो इन नेचर एंड टेक्सचर,
लाइक हमेरा ही प्यार के.
यस.
एंड इवन कहो ना प्यार वाज नॉट, बट हमेरा ही प्यार के वाज अ कंप्लीट comedy role. I mean, in fact, Amir came to my house and said, we're doing this picture called Hame Rahi Pyar Ke. Dalip, you must do this role. So I was a little skeptical. I said, Amir, I'm not sure I can do this kind of comedy. He said, no, you come, do it. And Bhatt Saab also told me, gave me very encouraging. So I've been actually very fortunate in my career and more so in the beginning of my career to have worked with some very very fantastic people.
So when you are talking about your directors, the favorite co-actors, if I ask you like who are your favorite directors, top 3 of them?
Now you're going to get me into trouble. But I would definitely, it's very difficult to say top 3, but the ones who come to mind immediately are the ones that I've mentioned, which is Ramesh Sippy Saab, of course. I began my career with him. And Mansoor Khan, who did Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak. Abbas Mustan Bhai, who I did Bazigar with and Soldier with. Definitely Mr. Mahesh Bhatt. So that's more than 3.
You worked with
I worked with some very, I'm sorry, Subhash Ghai Saab. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting some names, but Mr. Rakesh Roshan. Like I said, I've worked with the best.
For 3 milestone films or TV shows in your career, what could be those films?
Well, for TV, I would say definitely Bunyad, and recently Siya Ke Ram, in which I played Raja Dashrath. And I did EastEnders in the UK, which is one of the biggest and one of the most long-running television series. So I would definitely say EastEnders. As far as feature films goes, definitely, I mean, Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak, Aakhri Rasta, Aaj Ki Awaaz, Bazigar, Hame Rahi Pyar Ke.
And what are the projects that you are working on now?
At the moment, I have a film that's ready to be released called Umeed, which should be coming out next month. I've just finished a film with Ram Gopal Verma as well, called Geher, which should be coming. And my main project right now is this one, Made in Heaven, which really give me the pleasure and the privilege of working with Zoya Akhtar.
So we were in conversation with Dalip Tahil, and he talked about his films, his career, and how he started. So we will come back with another celebrity very soon. Thank you.